Welcome back everybody to Europe. Wait a minute, that's not Europe. Welcome everybody to Anbennar, one of the most ambitious modding projects in all of EU4 history, possibly only surpassed by Mayo and Taxes. And it's also possibly the most requested mod ever on the channel, as I've been dropping hints every now and then that I've been playing it. Assuming most of you have never heard of Anbennar, I'll give you a very brief rundown, because honestly the lore in this whole entire world is so massive, it would take hours to explain all of it. To sum it all up though, it's like what if you decided to apply geopolitics to a world where you had high fantasy like magic and elves and dwarves and all that stuff. And what came from that is this very detailed and complex world which isn't completely fleshed out yet, but after years of development I think there are more mission trees than vanilla EU4, and most of the mission trees are really solid, a lot of fun. So today we're going to show off one of them, and while none are really as iconic as the Jad Empire over here, today I'm going to go with something a little bit different, and we're going to play the kobolds over here. Now, I think it would be a shame if I didn't give a little bit of backstory as to what the hell is going on here. Completely different universe, a lot of lore, so let's make it simple. I mentioned these guys called kobolds. These are like little dragon dudes. They're pretty cool. So you can see them right here, and they have different scales. So we have like the blue scales, and then over here you can have like the red scale ones, and their green scale ones. Yeah, they're different kinds. This continent is called Canor. It's where the Empire of Anbennar is. It's kind of what the HRE is of this universe. Mainly it's humans, and then eventually the elves showed up a little while ago. There was also a time period where like dragons showed up. I don't know that much about the lore, but yeah. Anyway, there are no more dragons in theory, except for these little lizard dudes. No one really like knows where the kobolds came from. They always just kind of like existed in this little place right here. This is a mountain, a really big mountain. It's actually underground, even though you can see it on the map, but yeah, these are cavern tiles. That's pretty cool. Eventually they exited the cave and took over this place, which I think is called the Dragon Head, maybe? I don't know. So yeah, that's the basics of the lore. The objective for us is to unify all the kobolds, finish off this mission tree, and unlock the new one. Now, generally, these guys are kind of hated by everyone around them. Not really the best reputations, and that's because we're considered monstrous. The world does not see us as a civilization. We are a group, a tribe of monstrous beings, according to everyone. So all of those civilized folk don't really like us that much. First, we're going to rival these guys over here. It's a little bit harder to take on the green scales because they're a little bit further away, but theoretically, if we can pick up all of these guys, then we should be able to unify the clans, and that's one of our first objectives. Now, the only estate we have is the monstrous tribes. We're going to go ahead, try to make those guys a little bit happier. As for another mechanic that's probably important to know about while we go through this, different fantasy races have different attributes. So for instance, our administration as kobolds allows us to develop better. We can also colonize better, and it's easier for us to take military technology. It also reduces our diplomatic reputation and makes our subjects a little bit more rebellious. As for our military, kobolds are kind of weak. We receive 10% more damage, and we also deal 10% more land damage. We also loot faster, and very importantly, we have +2 attrition for enemies on all of our territories. This makes kobolds really good at guerrilla warfare and not so good at directly fighting. Our religion is not very important for this game. We have the kobold dragon cult, which basically says we're gonna hoard as much money as possible. That's kind of it. So being able to loot things very quickly is part of the kobold attributes, and then having a lot of loot is also great. First thing for us to do would be prepare for war. We have this one mission here that tells us that we need to go ahead and claim all of the kobold lands. As the blue scales, we already control the territory necessary to give us 10% reduced shock damage received. Pretty important for the beginning of the game. And we're just going to go ahead and make our ruler a military leader. They're relatively decent, but I'm sure it won't be a problem if they end up dying. Not bad. I'll take it. We're going to go ahead and use this CB we get as a monstrous nation. If we decide to become not monstrous, then we're going to lose the ability to use this, but then, you know, imperialism, so it's not that bad. And we're starting off with a little less morale, but we should be overall okay. Alright, not a bad start. Keep in mind, we have a really good looting ability, so our economy should stay afloat through simply looting everything. Alright, they've surrendered, but we still have more loot to be taking, so let's be quick about it. We've looted pretty much everything, so we can end the war now. Beautiful, now we control the red scales. While our main objective will still be uniting all the kobolds, I think it would be important for us to seize this fort here, and to also grab feudalism for ourselves. It is, after all, a mission to take these provinces, and I know for a fact that these guys are going to try and kill me as soon as we have a border, and I would rather be on this side of the border than on this side. Now, no matter where these guys go, they're going to be taking maximum attrition, not only from the kobold military, but our ideas also give +2 attrition for enemies. In fact, even though they have the manpower, they can't recover them to their men because they're too deep in my territory and they're taking too many casualties. While they slowly lose men trying to siege an 84% defensiveness fort, we can sit here and siege a 20%, no problem. Until of course they start getting a little bit too lucky. While we're not great at fighting, we should be able to hold them off. While we weren't quite able to get rid of them, we should be okay for a little while. I mean, it's not like they're getting more men in there. Ah, damn it. Yeah, of course, I do all the heavy lifting and someone else decides to go ahead and... yeah, okay. Oh, alright, looks like they actually left the fort. Fantastic. By the way, for a bit of context, the guys we're invading here are the gnomes. I'm not joking, they're literally gnomes. See, look at that, cliff gnomes. They're, short kings, you know. Pretty smart, though, they make some cool things. I think we also get to make some cool things later on, but, I don't know. Okay, cool. That is pretty much everything we came here for. I think I'll also just go ahead and maybe take a few things over here. Maybe these islands over here. I'm a little bit less likely to take this because that's a lot of development. Not really sure what we're going to do with the gnomes, but like, we'll figure it out. Anyways, it's now time for us to take on the Greenscales. Don't know how I'm going to get over there. They have 10,000 men. We have 8,000 that we can move over at once. They might just kill us. Okay, yeah, never mind. It seems like someone else just went to war with them. We might be able to turn on the army and march in, but we'll have to be fast. Yeah, I'm not gonna get that. It kinda sucks. That means I can't finish this mission, which means I can't finish this mission or this one. But for now, I'll take what I can. Wait, they didn't even kill them? They just left them there? Okay, I guess we'll come back in a few years then. Right, so we're gonna see a lot of events like this pop up. The options are gonna change our tolerance towards humans. Sounds pretty weird. Well, that's because there is a tolerance for all of the different fantasy races. As kobolds, of course, we are the primary race and the military, and then we have a whole bunch of different kinds. We have 0.4% human minority. Very small. Over here in this city, the humans are asking for more autonomy, but because there's a little bit of feudalism in here, I kind of don't want to do that, so, too bad. Okay, perfect. Taking a couple provinces around here has been more than enough feudalism for us to be able to embrace it without having to develop, which should allow us to catch up a little bit in the technologies. The truce with Nimskod's over. They only have one province left, I think. I could take that province, and they do have the Renaissance in there. You know what? I think I will. And I think I might go ahead and build a fort here. If I have to fight these guys, I don't want them to just walk around up here and bypass this fort, so let's make sure they can't do that. Oof, there it goes. Ah, damn it, I wasn't fast enough. I can steal money off of these guys real quick, and then of course we'll go ahead and take this island. If I'm lucky, maybe I can catch the tail end of something over here. Ah, well. Well, I don't have a whole lot of money, but I do need to take this institution. I'm not getting it much faster. At least we can start off by selling a few titles. Okay. Let me just squeeze a tiny little bit more money out of my economy, just so I can take this and that. Our enemies are stronger and have more men. We can't really afford much of a larger army, but let's try and make something. Since we can't take burger loans, this is going to be a very costly war. They've already racked up 22,000 casualties from attrition alone, and I don't think they have infinite manpower. Gawed might have infinite manpower, but at least their subjects do not. I don't have high hopes, but I'm willing to give this battle a shot. All we can try to do is use our numbers against them. If I didn't have 30,000 men, these guys would have tried to reinforce, and we definitely would have lost. Even if they reinforced right now, we probably still would have lost. And fortunately, it looks like they left this fort as well. These guys down here are getting a little too close on that fort, so we're gonna attack these guys up here to get them to move, and then we can go back down here and relax. Now that we can take the tech advantage, we should be able to hold out. This also allows us to finally create cavalry, but I don't think it's worth it right now. Especially as kobolds, we don't have very good cavalry. You can probably imagine, you know, short little dudes. They don't have the greatest reach. Apparently we just ride big cave lizards into battle. So anyway, oh no, I might have accidentally created a slight problem. Or the perfect opportunity to test out our new combat ability. Not bad. I wonder if I can scare these guys off. Nah, it doesn't really seem like it. Well, we can give it a go. Oh, perfect. Yes, please. I will take that. Seems Gawed is out of manpower right now. Who knows if they'll start hiring mercs. So for the first idea group, I'm thinking offensive would be a good idea. You might think seeing as we're pretty defensive, we could just keep on stacking more defense, but we're eventually going to want to break out of this coastline. And we just don't fight very well. And we're unfortunately not going to be able to escape this battle. Although that last one was not bad. I think we're probably just going to leave this. Unless we can win somehow? Hold on. Wait. Yeah, never mind. 7 war score from that one battle. Wow. Okay then. Anyway, Gawed has like this. That's pretty much it. This is like the rest of their entire army now. So this war should be pretty easy. The great part about having so much defensiveness is if it ever comes down to a siege war like this, then we are easily winning. Yeah, tough luck, man. Have you ever considered losing less? Alright, well that's 2 forts down. This is getting a little dangerous though. We should probably deal with that. Alright, this might be the final battle. Let's make it count. Well, close but not quite. We just need a little bit more war score. Well, just for good luck, I could take like 1 more province, right? There we go. So overall, that should be enough to complete, I think, 4, maybe 5 missions? Yeah, 5 missions. Well, that certainly was something. We knew the kobolds could kick some serious butt. We'll go ahead and repay all of those loans, netting us a solid 300 ducats. We've controlled the green scales, which will give us a little bit more morale. We've connected to the Dragon Coast for a little bit more movement speed, and we've controlled the pass for a few more claims. Oh yeah, there's also this one. And next we're gonna have to go into here and we have to beat Laurent too. Of course. Of course. At least we've become a great power. That's cool and unexpected. We've been warned by Laurent not to go to war with other countries, really? Oh boy, you just want to make things difficult, huh? Well, there isn't anything stopping us from kind of doing the same thing again, so maybe that warning was actually useful. Alright, round 2, let's begin. This may or may not work out. We could potentially get a better general, but I don't know if that's going to be a very decent chance. Alright, yeah, I'll take it. Alright, maybe not. Not looking very good there. There's always round 2. Not bad. Now, Laurent's looking pretty low on manpower and men, so it might be a good idea to go in there. Assuming this scourge is still going to do its job, we should be able to beat this army with no intervention. But to gain actual war score against Laurent, we're going to have to siege something. It's maybe not the greatest idea I've had, but this might work out. Not bad. Then we go up here and deal with these guys. Then we can go around down here and deal with this stack. Okay, we're looking pretty decent so far. Damn. We started the siege first and we siege faster, but they're just getting better rolls. It kind of sucks. Quick trade, not bad, could be worse. Fortunately, they only have 100 men here, which means if I can get that down to 99, then we should get the fort for free. So just like that, this next siege should be automatic. Thank you. Now for that next idea group, I'm thinking we might possibly go down exploration. There is, of course, a new world in this mod. I think it might be interesting to explore. Should probably give a little bit more useful context. So Gawed is one of the large kingdoms that aren't part of the Empire of Anbennar, but they're very close to it. Laurent and Gawed are generally going to fight each other for global dominance, and you can think of them kind of like France and England, where Laurent is kind of like England and Gawed is kind of like France. We're kind of playing as like maybe Ireland or like Brittany. I don't know. We have a little bit of colonial capability if we go down one of our mission trees, but it's definitely not like the focus of this region. It's a little more complex than that, but that's a way you can sort of think about it. Oh no, okay, hold on, that's pretty bad. But if I could just get a little bit more, like a tiny little bit more maybe, if we can do anything this month, just to get 1 extra. Okay, never mind, we started a naval battle, so I guess we'll just have to cross our fingers. I don't know what happened here, but now they won't accept that. That's kind of weird. Okay, I guess I will have to accept 1.2 thousand ducats plus war reps instead. Woe is me. Okay. Heroes attack my leader? We're a monstrous nation, so a band of adventurers has come to slay us. Okay. Cool. No, that's cool. Alright, I'll just finish looting these a little bit. Perfect. Thank you. Alright, cool. We finished this mission finally. I'm starting to realize this is one of the old mission trees. Like, this one's really old. The new mission trees are so much better than this. Somewhat similar to some of the older EU4 vanilla missions, where you just get claims, you conquer things, you get points, temporary modifiers. But the new stuff, trust me, the new stuff is really good. Anyway, we can finally unify the kobold people after almost 50 years and 2 2 practically Death Wars. Here we are, Kobold Zan. As for the missions, it looks like we got one extra at the end here, so I guess we can keep playing until we grab that. And this is why I like the gnomes so much. These crafty little guys. Sure, I'll take that innovativeness. Gawed is preparing to attack us. I didn't even notice that. Thought it said something like that. Okay, weird. That didn't go well the first time, but you know, I was kind of planning to attack them anyway, so maybe this works out. Yeah, there they are. Okay. Cool. Oh, you're walking past that fort. Okay, that's not cool. Didn't think you could do that. Alright, anyway, let's get an explorer for this guy. Let's go check out what the world has to offer. Guess I should probably deal with this fort first. Kinda thought that would be an instant stack wipe. Turns out I was wrong. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Oh, and of course Laurent comes in, starts invading them in the exact place that I need to take. Of course they do. Yeah, isn't that just perfect? Maybe if I'm lucky I can, like, I don't know, still try and grab some of it? Yeah, look at that. They went ahead and just took, like, practically the whole thing. Thanks, guys. Now someone else is sieging their capital? Okay. Alright, I can't see very well up here. What's this place called? Yeah, fat chance of getting anything else here. Oh, please. Please, please, please. Okay, we're changing things up. I'm gonna take these provinces because I need this. Alright, new infantry type. We're gonna go ahead and grab the pike runners, I guess. I don't know how these guys are just walking past the forts, but alright. Remember that thing I mentioned about the enemy just like walking across this and causing problems? So that's fun. Alright, I'm willing to bet a little bit on getting a new general. Yeah, it does the job. In case you're wondering, somehow the loans actually haven't been that bad. Like on the bright side, we're not really spending that much manpower, so we're not reinforcing too much. Wow, this has been painful. Not even the first war was this bad. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and maybe pop up to 3 stab. I can get some of that back, and then I'll get some more manpower, so maybe that's worth it. I don't know. Alright, that would get me max money, plus war reps, plus the provinces I need. Along with the alliance with this guy, I'm just gonna take it. That was so painful. Well, we walked out of it with no loans and an extra 1,000 ducats. So I can't complain that much. Anyway, let's see what this does. We now control the city of Eaglecrest, heart of the Dragon Hills, and one of the most despicable places we have ever known. Even the gnomes did not flay our skin from our still warm corpses and parade them around proudly in their scale mail. This ends today. Eaglecrest ends today. Alright, all that's left is to occupy this one city here. Give it a few years and that should be easily done. Alright, that's the end of offensive ideas. 5% discipline plus the 5% infantry combat ability from this idea. Boy, how much I could have used that earlier. Anyways, I'd say we are now ready to take these guys down finally. Alright, I'll be taking that, thank you very much. And that's it for the conquests. Now to finish this mission, yeah, we need to have the capital state be prosperous. Kind of annoying. On average, that's gonna take us maybe another 8.5 or 9 years of just sitting here. Alright, well, this is probably as good a time as any to start demonsterization. We've established our place in the world. Maybe we could be friendlier to people. Not too friendly, still don't like these guys. Looks like there's actually like a whole bunch of land over here, that's pretty crazy. Nothing we can reach though. Every now and then a new adventurer company or like settlement will pop up and you can choose to play as them. For instance, there are some kobold artificers that are starting to set up a colony right down here. I don't even know what this is, but it exists. We're not going to play as them, but you could. For reference, artificery is like the idea of taking magic and then using it as like a fuel source in technology. Kind of cool stuff. You can make your own artificery for like new weaponry or like new mining tools, a whole bunch of stuff. There is coal in this game, but industrialization is a lot about using artificery. And since the team is planning on making a Victoria 3 mod, I'm sure that'll be pretty interesting. Oh, turns out we actually can go over there. Alright, sure. Doesn't seem like there's a lot that's particularly useful. I mean, what do we have here? Glacier Hellhole. Nice. Yeah, as it turns out, the continents are actually pretty big. That's cool. I haven't really played like a full colonial game because I always found that there's not like a whole lot to be interested in over here. There's some countries you can play as that are pretty cool. Doing colony things here is sort of like, it's okay, I guess. Alright, time for the second age, Age of Unraveling. With the rediscovery of Elantir comes the secrets of the precursor elves, and with them, the secrets of the world. Right, so, yeah, this whole continent over here, it used to be like the elves continent, like for the most part, and then as you can see, it's a little funky shaped around here. It's almost like there's a bit of a circle going on here. That's a weird looking wasteland. Yeah, it's because like some crazy stuff went down. I don't remember all the lore, but the elves kind of like had to run away, except for the ones that sort of didn't. The ones that didn't are called the Ruinborns, I think. You have degenerated elves, Unic Ruinborn elves, yeah, like a whole bunch of stuff. But the elves that escaped kind of went over here, and like they're everywhere, sort of. They're like sun elves, moon elves, maybe star elves, I don't know. Bunch of different kinds. Yeah, here's a little bit of a better look at all this destruction. Weird, wacky stuff. Okay, finally. We have survived the storm, giving us 20% more manpower and 20% recovery speed for 50 years. Not bad. Next, we have to, of course, expand our religion because, yeah, none of this stuff really cares about dragon cult things. That's a problem. We have to fix that. And finally, we get to determine our fate. We have fought long and hard, but the coast is unified, and our enemies, at least for now, stand defeated. The time has come, however, to choose our fate, to choose our future, and to leave our mark on history. Alright, so now you get to decide there are 2 paths for the rest of the Kobold Zan mission tree. There are actually more missions in the Artificer path, so I would be more inclined to do that. Plus, the Artificing path has you colonize, and that's kind of what the whole plan was from the beginning. So, anyway, that gives us a whole lot of new missions. That's cool. I'm not going to do these because I've been recording for far too long, but I would encourage you to download Anbennar yourself if you feel like playing Kobold Zan, or if you feel like playing something maybe a little bit easier. Anyway, that's going to be it from me for today. For all the people asking for Anbennar, here it is, okay? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Quarbit signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day. Big thanks to the patrons who helped to make this channel possible, including Yeo, Ben Greenhagen, Quiet Guy, Torvald, Robert Coleno, Ambient Cyan, James Levy, Chewy Shoot, and The Watcher. Join the Patreon today for $1 and get access to videos earlier than usual. But if you're just looking for something else to watch, then here are some suggestions on screen.